What we do in these meetings for those of you who are new. Emily, you want to start?
Hi, I'm Emily. I'm the events coordinator. I'll be sending out emails to you if you sign up for the events.
Marion?
Hi, I'm Marion. I'm Vice President of the Honors Program and President of PTK, and I'm here if you guys need any help or have any questions, and so is Safa.
Which is a great segue to Safa.
Hi, guys. My name is Safa. I am the president of the Honors Program, vice president of College Project. We're super excited to have you guys. I see familiar faces. I see newer names. So it's really exciting to have you guys with us. And hopefully we'll see you in person this semester more often, which is awesome. We have a lot of announcements for you guys today. And then we're also going to have the chance to talk to each other, which should be super fun. So stick around.
Out of a quick show of digital hands, since not all of you have your cameras on, how many of you are new to these meetings as of today or this semester? Okay, I see one person.
One.
Few people.
Few people.
Okay. Well, nice to meet you. I saw Sonia raise her hand. I think had a hand up. Cam. Awesome. So like Safa said, we'll be getting to know you. So just as a very quick explanation of these meetings, because someone had emailed me asking what they're all about. First of all, they're not, we will love it if you come, and we hope that you'll come to as many of these meetings as you can. But they're not mandatory. So if you're in Phi Theta Kappa or you're in the honors program and you're like, I don't really want to go, don't feel like you have to. We do it because it's a nice way to connect with each other and just feel sort of together as a program or Phi Theta Kappa chapter. Another thing I'll say too, sometimes people get confused about like Phi Theta Kappa and honors. Both of them are in the Blackboard shell. So some of you might be in honors, but waiting to be invited to Phi Theta Kappa because you just finished your first semester. Others of you might be in Phi Theta Kappa but haven't joined the honors program. And if that's you, shame on you. Hope that
Join the
you'll
honors program.
join the honors program so you have a shot at taking honors classes. But what we basically do is we have guest speakers most of the time. But as Safa is going to explain in a little bit, we were not going to do that every time. And so, but the guest speakers just usually lead us in a discussion or debate. And the way this year is going to work is this week and next week will be virtual, and we will have at least one virtual meeting a month going forward. The plan is the first Wednesday of the month will be virtual, and then we'll just sort of let conditions dictate from other than that. So. All right, I'm going to pass it off to the various officers here to start doing their announcements, and then we'll have some fun. So, Safa, you want to lead us away? Lead us, get started.
Yeah, sure. Do you want me to start with the officer positions?
Yeah.
Super duper.
Okay, so basically at the start of the semester, the fall semester, we had a group of about 5 or 6 officers, and because the semester changes, schedule changes, people transfer out, so we do have 2 officer positions available for this semester. So I'll just tell you what the positions are, and then I'll tell you kind of how we're going to go about it. So the first position is going to be basically someone in charge of Blackboard announcements. So this would be someone who's going to tell us when we're meeting, where we're meeting, what the meeting is going to be about, what to expect at a meeting. If there's any honors outings that Emily's organizing or putting together, those will also be on the Blackboard page. So this person is basically going to be working with Professor Garcia on getting these announcements together, what information needs to be on them, and what the week is going to look like. So kind of like a planner, scheduler, and communicator to the rest of the group. So you'll have access to edit the Blackboard page. You'll organize the Blackboard page. So that's one position that's going to be available. The second position the Blackboard announcement page is open to anybody, but the second position that we've kind of formulated is specifically made for anyone who's going to be a returning honors member next year. So if you're graduating this year or this semester, then this position isn't going to be for you, because we want a position that's catered to someone who's going to be coming back next year, just so that they can see kind of how we run our program, give them an opportunity to be hands-on with the program, make decisions, be part of those conversations, so that next year there's somebody who's kind of seen the way things run, who can come back. So those are the two positions that are going to be available this semester. Anybody can run for those positions, but obviously for that second one I just mentioned, we'd prefer if it was someone who's coming back. Professor Garcia is going to be uploading announcements. So look out for the announcements on Blackboard, because they usually have a lot of information on them. But the one that Professor Garcia is going to be posting about these 2 officer positions is going to be specifically talking about what you'll need to do to get your name in the ballot, we'll call it, how the rest of us are going to vote for those positions, and then how we're going to go about it at the meeting, and then designating that role and letting you know if you get the position or not. So if you're interested, just look out for Blackboard. And even if you're not interested, it'd be nice to have some participation in picking someone who is going to be in this role. Because just like me, Mary, and Emily, all of us, we were all chosen to be in these roles. So it's nice to have participation by the program, so that you can choose who the leaders are. And yeah, I think that's all I have to say. The other thing too is that with those, like Professor Garcia was just talking about, with our presenters and stuff, Marion and I are going to be kind of organizing presentations. So we're going to kind of be taking one of those meetings and having like a fun, very laid back kind of group discussion where we talk about current events, or we play games and stuff like that. So looking out for those Blackboard announcements is going to be really important to see which professors are going to be coming to speak. We have some outsiders coming to present at honors meetings this semester. So just look out for the Blackboard announcements, and we'll try to communicate with you as best we can. So I think those are all my announcements. So I'll pass it off to Marianne for some other announcements.
Yeah, so one upcoming event that we have is Elmhurst College visit. It's on March 4th. And so anyone who's interested in Elmhurst, you can come along. Usually you go with like one of the advisors, and you just go through a tour of the campus and what it's all about. And this semester we're also hoping to share with you other campuses. So if you guys have opinions about like college visits or places you would like us to go to, you can let the officers know, or the advisors, because it makes a big difference, like going to that campus and seeing what it's about. And I know around this time is when people are considering of where they want to go, so we just want to benefit you guys in that experience. Are there any other announcements?
I was just typing. You heard me. I forgot to mute myself, so you heard the clickety clack of me typing a thought to Emily, since she's our outings coordinator person. I didn't know if she wanted to mention something about. Right now, we don't have any dates set for a lot of these, but at least a heads up on some of the things that will be coming up.
Yeah, so last semester we went to Habitat for Humanity, and I went and I really liked it, and I think there was a lot of other people who went too, and I think they enjoyed it as well. It was a great experience for us all to bond. We're going to be looking for a time later this semester to possibly do that again. And also, we've had a partnership with the Forest Preserve, so that's going to be something that we're going to be hopefully doing multiple times, many times this semester, and continue to be something that we do in future semesters. And also some of the other officers we're looking into Feed My Starving Children as well. And oh yeah, we're gonna wait until it gets warmer for Habitat. It's not gonna be something we're gonna do in the freezing cold, especially with how cold it's been. But we're also open to suggestions for what you guys might want to do for events, so feel free to reach out to any of us. We'll look into any options.
Yeah, and I just wanted to make a quick announcement about HCIR. HCIR is the Honors Council of the Illinois region. Student Symposium, which is going to be, it's a virtual conference this year that's going to be on February 26th. And proposals are due February 12th. And basically, this is honors students from 2- and 4-year colleges from all over the state, presenting on various topics. Can be science, math, humanities, English, and presentations are usually 10 to 15 minutes. You can also do a poster. This is work that has come out of an honors class. So maybe it was your final paper for class that you would like to work on. Maybe it was a final project. On the other hand, we've had people present who were like particularly interested in something that they learned in chemistry and developed a presentation about that, or a real world application about that. But it should be something that originated in honors coursework. If you're interested, you can email me and we can talk about the potential. Proposals are due February 12th, and the proposal is just an abstract. But then, of course, everything would have to be ready to present by the 26th. So we've had presenters from chemistry, from humanities classes, from English, from film. Any of your honors classes provide a potential presentation. So feel free to reach out to me. By the way, we've also had creative presenters in the past. Megan O'Toole actually read a series of her poetry, and she's a published poet now, and so that's also a possibility. So reach out to me if you're interested. If you have questions, let me know.
Can we just ask a quick emoji question here? One thing we're trying to figure out, you notice that the examples Emily used were all outside, the forest preserve and habitat for habitat's not always outside, but it's usually pretty open air. So the thinking there was that helps a little bit with pandemic type stuff. Obviously, Feed My Starving Children would be inside. But one thing we're trying to figure out as a team is just sort of how much to program. And so it would help us to know how comfortable people are with doing activities. It's, obviously if we go somewhere, there might be only 10 to 12 slots. So it's not like we need everyone to be super comfortable going. But if you all are like, no way, man, then that's helpful for us to know. So here's the question. The question is just, are you feeling pretty okay with participating in group outings, whether it be school, campus visits or service outings or cultural outings? And so if you are feeling pretty okay about it, no blood oath, then thumbs up. And if you're feeling not so groovy, thumbs down. Can I see them? Okay, cool.
Should we check if there's a difference between like outdoor and indoor activities? No.
Sure. Well, the cultural outings would be indoors, so let's just repeat that. If you're feeling just okay, you're feeling okie dokie about even an indoor activity, assuming it would have things like, masking requirements and vaccine requirements. So do just one more time for indoor stuff specifically. Emojis up or down or in the middle. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
You reckless youth, you. All right. Fair enough. Good to know. Okay.
Good.
Thanks, everyone. What else did I want to tell you? I guess that's the big things. So look for the announcement about the officer position. I'll put it up right after the meeting, but basically the idea is going to be to email us if you're interested, and email us by noon Monday if you're interested. And we'll say, what's your name, what's your email, and which position, and are you in your first year or not, kind of thing. And then just a little bit of reason why you're interested, and that's it. And then what I'll do is I'll put that up on, I will put all the people who are running with their little descriptions of why they're interested up on Blackboard, and they can vote between Monday and Wednesday at the time of the meeting. And then anyone who hasn't voted virtually can vote at next week's meeting. If that makes sense. Okay. So I'll put all those details up on Blackboard, but just so you know the deal, just be thinking about, oh yeah, I kind of want to do that, and make sure you do it by next Monday at noon. Groovy? Cool in the gang. Okay. Marion and Safa have come up with some fun things to do for you all, and this is going to involve me knowing how to do breakout sessions. So I think I can do it.
This is exciting.
Yes, so I do need to do one thing before we can get rolling. I need to make Safa and Emily and Marion and Tamajan all co-hosts. Emily, Chamber, co-host. Co-host. All right. So these are going to be some sort of conundrum, would you rather type questions. Is that right?
Yep, they are would you rathers.
Okay.
Okay.
So lay it on us.
Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll see if we can get to these. I have like 7. Mary and Emily both have access to this document. But basically, so in the past, we've done these kind of mini conundrum sessions that seem to always go really well when Marion and I do them because everyone here is usually very opinionated. So you have a lot to say about these questions. But we thought that it would be nice to actually split people into breakout rooms so you actually have the chance to like introduce yourselves to one another and have a conversation. So I'm going to ask a question, then me and Marion will kind of take turns going off this list. But the first question is, I really like these questions. I picked them myself. But would you rather be stuck in a cage with a lion or be hung off a 300-foot tall building? So those are the two. So these are supposed to be like, what are you more afraid of questions? So you can think about it. You guys want to break that room?
Okay. I'm gonna assign you to your group so you can talk about it, and then just introduce yourselves first, talk about it a little bit, and then pick somebody who's going to be in charge of reporting out when we get back, and we will randomly assign you each time we do one of these questions so that you're meeting a bunch of people. Okay.
Is the lion hungry? Yeah, I guess.
Wait, are you securely hung off the 100-foot building? Is it just sort of like a bungee thing that's like?
Talk about it in your groups, everyone. I'm sending you to your groups now, okay? And if you can't, if for any reason you don't want to put on your camera, it's totally okay. But when you go in the breakout room, it'd be nice for people to get to know each other. So if you're comfortable putting your camera on, at least in the breakout room, that would be lovely. Okie dokie, here we go. And then I'm going to put each of the officers and Tamasia and I into one of those rooms also. So we will join you momentarily. Okay.
What are we talking about? Because my Wi-Fi was really messed up. I just joined back.
So we were talking about what kind of option you would choose. Like, do you want to be with a lion in a cage, or you want to get hung up on a 300-foot high building? Which one would you choose?
For me personally, I choose the lion because I'm terrified of heights.
Okay.
Interesting.
How about you, Anand?
Building. Okay.
How about you? Buildings.
I think you have a better chance of surviving the building, so I'd probably pick that one.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say the same thing. I feel like the building sounds like a lot more fun, maybe.
I'll be choosing being with a lion in a cage, cause maybe it can be a hungry, maybe it can't, or maybe it's a well trained from a zoo, or maybe just a wild lion. So that, I mean, there is a strategy to be safe from a lion, that you don't have to run or be scared. If it see any fear in your eyes, it will not try to eat you. Otherwise, it won't be doing anything to you. That's what my point of view is.
That's a good point of view. I think we're pretty evenly split on this one, which is I am terrified of heights and I'm terrified of big animals. So it's kind of a worse situation either way for me, but I also feel like I would go with the lion just because I think my fear of heights is a little bit more extreme than it is with animals. I don't know. I've been watching a lot of animal documentaries, so I feel like keep seeing lions just at their worst and their most passionate. Anyways, did you guys want to like introduce yourselves to each other? Because I know that it's hard because there's a bunch of us in the meeting, but if you guys want, we can go around and introduce ourselves while we still have a little bit of time, and then we can kind of designate who wants to talk. We can have one person talk about their reasoning for wanting to be in the cage with the lion, and one person kind of justify being hung from a 300-foot tall building. So Rahi, do you want to go ahead first and kind of introduce yourself? Just like your name, what year you're in. Yeah.
Sure, why not? So, my full name is Rohit Dasadia. I'm basically from India, and I'm a permanent resident over here, and I'll be a citizen within 4 years. And my major is environmental science, being more specific, environmental engineering and maybe management. So, I mean, I love to be with nature. I have been thinking about sustainability since my 11th and 12th grade, but there was nobody to talk about that with me at that moment. So I wasn't able to share a lot. I just used to keep on thinking, maybe noting down a little bit. But later on, after coming to United States, I felt like, okay, there should be some classes related to environmental science. And then I saw some classes at Harper, so I just picked them up and just tried it out. So let's see how it goes.
Yeah, that's awesome. Ooh, we have 60 seconds. Drats. Okay. Well, is anyone super keen on talking to the whole group about what you picked? We can have one or two people who want to talk, maybe.
I can talk.
Yeah? Awesome. I just want to give you guys the chance in case you want. It's totally okay if you don't want to. I know not everybody likes to have their cameras on and talk in the meeting, but Emily, sure, if you want to talk about your point of view and your answer. So I think we're going to kind of take turns between each group and then kind of let people give their gist. So we'll see. We'll have different breakout rooms every time, though. So hopefully you'll get a chance to meet a good amount of the group of people that are here today. I guess you're on the left.
Yay! Okay, now I know my group failed to pick a person to report out, so I don't know if any of you, I can see you, if any of you want to volunteer from our group.
We failed to do that too, but I could do it if my group's okay with it.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I see David's nodding. So, okay. Shall I start?
Go for it.
We felt like we didn't have enough information here because we didn't know how you were being hung from the building. But I think in general, we decided your odds are probably that we're well, I think we kind of felt like we were maybe going lion. But then I felt like if you're securely hung, the building, you have a chance of escaping unscathed. But we also wanted to know the age of the lion. A hungry lion cub, I'm not really afraid of so much.
I feel you don't understand the premise of these games.
I always like
You
more
have to
information.
choose with just the information given.
All right. Well,
I'm just teasing.
some people went lion. I think I'm going building. How's that?
Okay.
But most of the team, I think all others were like lion, right?
Same.
That seems okay. All right.
Let's hear from another group.
Yeah, we also did not come up with a unanimous decision, but someone from our group is willing to talk. Emily, do you want to go ahead and give your thoughts on the question?
So our group is pretty split. I said I would rather be hung off a building just because I feel like I'd have a better chance of surviving. The lion side though said like it's because it's not necessarily hungry and like they usually only attack you if like you provoke it or like if you're afraid of it. But I feel like the lion would know that I'm afraid, so I'd rather be hung from a building.
Okay.
About your group?
Who?
Marion, what about your group?
Yeah, so the majority of the people in my group decided to go with the be hung off a tall building. My argument was on the other end, saying that maybe you could befriend the tiger or lion if it's, I don't know if it's nice, but yeah, that was our decision, the building.
And then for our group, it was pretty much unanimous to be hung off the building as well. Although I did bring up the idea that the lion, since it's by itself, might be a little bit less likely to attack since it's not with its kin. But yeah, that was my message.
All right. So we're going to, with our next question, we're going to randomly assign you so you meet some new people. And hopefully you won't randomly be in the exact, it won't be the exact same people again. But all right, go for it. Marion, Safa, you got the next one for us?
You want to pick the next one?
Yeah, I kind of like this one. Would you rather live in a mansion or live on a farm?
A little lighter conversation. Not
It feels lighter, right?
Yeah, little bit of a turn.
Right. Plus sides to both, as opposed to the last question.
Are one of the co-hosts messing about with the breakout sessions? Because I can't edit them because it says someone else is editing them.
No.
I don't think I did anything, but maybe it's my fault.
I don't know. Well, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just better safe than sorry. I'm gonna get rid of all the co-host privileges. And then the officers are gonna be also randomly assigned. Can't thwart me. Okay, can you say it again, Marion? I'm sorry. I was trying to figure out the rooms.
Yeah, it's would you rather live in a mansion or live on a farm?
Okay, a mansion or a farm? All right. All right, cool. And here we go.
Hello.
Hey.
Oh, Anand, we're back together. We're in the same group. That's awesome. All right. I think there might be one more person, or this might be our group. We'll see. All right, this might be it. Okay. Consensus. What do you guys think? Mansion? Yeah.
I think before, in the before times, I would
Yeah.
have said mansion too. But
Yeah.
being cooped up in this room all day, every day, I want to say farm. Just have open fields, animals, things to do. I think that'd be nice.
That's fair. Jeff, what about you?
I totally forgot the question. What was it again?
It was live in a mansion or live on a farm.
I'm gonna say farm because, as somebody already pointed out, like I've been stuck in my room like for maybe over, I don't know, 1.5 years, and I think a new experience would be beneficial.
Yeah, that's totally fair. I like animals, but I don't love them all the time, which is why I'm kind of torn because I don't know if I could live on a farm, but I also don't love having too much extra space. Like I love having a normal, like a good amount of space. But I feel like I would still rather be in an area where there would be a mansion than an area where there would be a farm, if that makes sense. I guess we're evenly split, which that's super interesting. Just to give you guys a chance just to introduce yourselves to each other. I know me and Anant were just in a group together, but Saif and Jeff, if you guys want to introduce yourselves, just so that slowly you guys can kind of meet the whole group eventually. Just like your name, what year you're in, what your major is.
Yeah. Hi guys, my name is Saif. It's my first year, and my major is biomedical engineering. Nice to meet you.
Meet you too. And Jeff, if you wanna.
Hi, my name is Jeff. This is also my first year, and coincidentally, I also want to major in biomedical engineering.
Hey,
That's
a
amazing.
friend.
Yeah. Anant, do you want to go ahead? Awesome.
Nice.
We have a good variety here. Oh, I'm also in my last semester. I'm going to be transferring next year. I'm an accounting major. So yeah, we have a good variety. That's awesome. I like these would you rathers are so easy to find, but there's also some like these are just good ones. Like I found one that was like, would you rather be a horse or be a bird?
Bird.
Right? And I'm like,
Bird. Who would pick a horse?
I feel like most people would prefer bird, but I don't know. Oh yeah, Jeff, Safe, Anant, either of you guys keen on speaking? No? Anant, what about you? Right. Right. Yeah.
I fail to consider that my tractor might break down. You're right. See,
Would
that's
you,
a really good point.
yeah, would you be comfortable speaking to the group? Any of you guys? Yeah, sure. It's just nice to have everybody. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, but I think we might have time to do a couple questions where we're just kind of let everybody just be in the same room instead of going into breakout rooms. That can be like one of the last ones that we do maybe. Yeah, awesome. This one's almost done. Cool. Much easier than the last one. I got some from a Would You Rather kids, and I got some that were deep philosophical questions. So I tried to get a good mix. But we'll see if I can find some other ones. All right, we're about to go back.
All right. Welcome back. If it's okay, we'll start with our group this time, and David is going to be our spokesperson. He drew the short straw.
Yeah, I think there was a general consensus. We were like 5-1 that it was the mansion, and as cool and fun as a Great Gatsby mansion could be, it sounds like the place where we'd like to live. And then the only other option or choice was the fact that the farm, and then it sounded like it was a not so bad choice. But to me, that's really saying when something's not so bad, it's not as good as it could be. So I think we're pretty mansion choice.
Although the one thing that I think we talked about is it might have been an important variable whether you had to work on the farm or not. So, yes, to your questioning of the choices, Tamajan, that was a info we wished we had. All right, who's next?
can go. Our group, we mostly said farm, and we were questioning a lot of it. Like, do you actually have to pay taxes? Like, if you have to pay taxes for a mansion, you might not be able to afford it. Like, a farm might be a more serene life. I don't know. I was kind of originally I thought for sure mansion, but then after hearing everyone else's points and because of all the uncertainty, I would say the farm makes the most sense. Plus, there's a nature aspect. So
There you go. Okay. Who's next? All right. Okay. Who else have we not heard from? Other groups?
Yeah, I can go. Our group didn't really think that far into all of that. We just kind of focused on like, oh, you know, if we had like a mansion, we could have like big parties and like invite a lot of people over. So the consensus was 3 people voted for mansion and 2 voted for the farm life, just because of the peace and quiet that could be expected from the farm life. But in general, we thought the farm life could be a little boring. Although we did talk about, I think it was barn dance where like people party in barns or something. So we thought that might be fun and quirky, but yeah, mansion was kind of our thing.
All right. Is that every group or are we missing anyone?
Nah, there's one more group.
Okay.
Our group mainly decided on a mansion, and the main thing was like whether or not we could make, whether or not the farm or the mansion we would be most comfortable like living in a situation around the mansion or farm or whatever it is. And we mainly decided on mansion because you can fill the mansion with whatever you want that would make it more homely for you, more comfortable for you.
Good point.
We especially liked nature. That's why some of us decided like we would want farm at first. But then I argued you can commit like whole rooms in the mansion to animals or fill it up with dogs, cats, reptiles, fish, anything you would want.
Fair enough. All right. Interesting. I like some of the reasoning with these. So there you go. See, I was too quick to criticize you, Tamasian, because the whole asking questions and reasoning it out's the fun part.
See, we were asking like, would you rather work on a farm or work in the mansion? Everybody's assuming that you're the lord of that mansion, but there might be people living in the mansion for the help, like Downton Abbey, right?
I would, if that's the case, 100% I'd work in the mansion because you could get your hand, like, I feel like there's more ways to line your pockets if you work in the mansion.
Right, but we thought the work of the farm might be more pleasant than the work of the mansion. Right? Like if you're a lady's maid in the mansion, you're like changing the sheets and all doing all that.
Yeah, David, what if it's a scary mansion? Yeah, and that's a good point. Could be the haunted mansion from Disney or whatever. All right, we got another one, Safa, Miriam?
We do.
Okay, what we
I
got?
feel like I know the answer that most people are going to say for this one, but it's would you rather be able to live 100 years in the past or 100 years in the future? So either you live in 1922, so like in the 1920s, or you live in the 2120s. So 100 years in the past or 100 years in the future.
See, this is fun. This one drives Tamasian crazy because you can't know anything about the future choice.
Don't know anything. Who knows?
Yeah, interesting. Oh, this is just feeds your anxiety machine, Tamasian. All
Yeah.
right, here we go, everybody.
I feel this is not easy, Safa. Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Okay, here we go.
All right.
All right, hi guys. So what do you guys think?
I second what he said.
I would like to go with the past because it was more royal and it's like having a history class and it's pretty fun to live in the past.
Sorry, I gotta have some background noise, but I think I'd go like I don't know, I feel like the past would be fun, like the roaring 20s, I don't know, but also like the other you guys said, also like 100 years in the future, our technology would be really advanced, which I think would benefit us a lot. But also as technology advances, I feel like there's also going to be a lot more downsides too in the future. So we also don't really know like what's ahead of us.
I would take a downside for the future is that who knows that whether there would be Earth or not. Maybe it would be destroyed. Yeah. Let's take a voting and the majority will speak. Past or future. Would you like to be a speaking person, Anand? Yeah, I can do that then. I'll take the lead. I mean, it's risky on both the sides because if you go back 100 years in the past, you'll need to go through World War One and World War Two, and maybe you must be supposed to fight in the wars for your country. So Who knows? Or maybe if you're belonging to India, then you'll be under British rule and you'll be struggling through laws. Let's see.
Wait, so are we choosing past or future now?
So what's your vote, Melly? Would you choose past or future?
I mean,
Gonna hurry up, 10
maybe
seconds.
future.
All right. Cam? All right.
It was
Then you
either
can
one.
take the lead.
This was a good one.
I already know what you guys said.
How do you know? Who, us? No.
No, like Professor Garcia and Professor Tamisha. You guys said the future?
Well, we did have questions because my group was like, are you just transporting us back at our age to the 20s and then moving forward? Because we were a little stressed.
To live. So I think it's if you could go and live then, would you?
Current age.
I think that, we were split. And I think that one of the things that made us nervous was the Depression in World War II. But then, of course, future's a total gamble, right? Now, Kate said the future, she's just going with the gamble, wants to go with the future. But Adriana said definitely the past, going for it with the past. And Het and I were on the fence. I think I'm going past because I don't like to gamble and I'm a little older. So I'd be pretty old by World War II, although I'm not crazy about living through the Depression. And the Roaring 20s do sound kind of fun. So I think I'm going back. It sounded like Het was leaning future, but we were completely split. And I think our big question was, and then we were like, are you born in 1922 or are you our age in 1922? If it's our age, I think we did have some concerns about the upcoming events. We also wanted to know, are we going to be able to change the future? Maybe we can go back and change the Great Depression, although that seems like a lot on our